Holy moly, it's 7 o'clock again on a Tuesday night, which means it is marketing made easy. My name is Joey Ragona, and you are whoever you are. And thank you for being here on the live with us. Thank you for being here on the replay. If you're watching this on the replay, by the way. And this guy right over here is Scott Vogel. So now that we all know each other, we should get into marketing made easy. Oh, you're muted. I muted you, and I got to unmute you, I guess. There we go.
Yeah, you've got the power to
I
mute.
thought you could unmute yourself.
I probably could, but then I'd have to actually go do that, push the button. And I was too focused on that we both got the memo to wear black this evening.
Yeah, exactly, man. Your week's been amazing so far, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just a lot of transition and shift and exploration and a lot of tying different projects up and starting new projects. And yeah, it's been incredibly amazing. How about you?
Yeah, same here. It's universe delivers when you ask the right questions and continue to focus. So I'm very grateful for everything that's happening in my world and my life. And I love our community. I keep seeing our tribe and our community going in there. There's one right there, Petra. Hey, how you doing? And Monica is here, part of the tribe. Dan is in the house. Just
Yes,
going
Monica.
in there every week, every
Yeah,
day actually,
yeah, Monica,
and
we
seeing
continue
people's
to-
posts and just like the momentum and yeah, it's just great to see that.
Well, yeah, it's incredible because I remember when we kind of got going a few years ago, and we talked about this. There wasn't a lot going on, and it's a good lesson for anybody watching live, anybody on the replay, that it's consistency and it's showing up. I was talking to my buddy Nick, and he wants to start his own show. And I was just like, hey, this, and maybe if you got time in the next day or two, he wants to know about StreamYard and this and
I'd love that. Yeah.
different places. But it was like we showed up, and I suggested that he not do it alone because just holding that space, it's kind of like if you and I say, okay, who's got a question or what are your thoughts about this? If we were by ourselves, it would be okay. Who wants to jump in here with what they're thinking about this? And then it'd be, as opposed to, well, while we're waiting, let's look at this comment or that thing. And the fact that you've got all the tech covered, so I only have to show up and do nothing.
Well, sometimes I get the tech right. Sometimes it works.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad he's looking to do that. And
Yeah.
it's really about showing up. I think someone mentioned in the group, and I apologize, I don't know who it was, but they mentioned something about being like consistent and something was working about actually, what am I thinking? Dummy. I apologize. It was Holly. So we did a great interview today with Holly. We did an Atlas case study, and that was all like she gravitated to what's the most important thing for you this year, and it was I just want to show up and be consistent.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to hear that because she wasn't like that before, and a lot of us were, we're just trying to make money and trying to sell and all this, and the slow process, if you want to call it that, or the slower process, is doing what we do every week, is showing up and serving.
Yeah.
And eventually it just begins to work out. And so I can attest to that.
Well, Joey, it's 117 episodes now.
117.
117. And
hey, Kurt, good to see you.
Hey, Kurt, because a couple of weeks ago, you and I were just chatting and we were talking about landing pages, and it was like, hey, why don't you do something on landing pages? And I threw something together, and then it was like, this could thing. And people were like, yeah, this needs to be a thing. And yeah, there was no plan anywhere that this was going to be a thing. And that is a testament to showing up and talking about this stuff and the realization that we've done it so many times, and it's part of like dream client. It's the first step in everything is who is your dream client? So thank you, Kurt. Yeah, we have taken the hard sell pressure away from me, and it just makes life so much easier.
That's a big statement. Thank you for saying that. That really makes my heart sing. Thank you for saying that.
It's what heart-centered marketing is all about. It's what heart-centered marketing club is all about. It's what this show is all about. Hi all. That's Jeanette Sawyer Rodriguez that just said
Oh,
hi all.
hey, Jeanette. Nice to see you.
Welcome to the show, Jeanette.
Is she
And
in the Facebook group or where is she hanging out?
oh, she's in the Facebook group because yeah, Petra posted, Dan posted, and Jeanette
Okay.
all three posted in the Facebook group, at least one of them. And I know we're in both of them as well as LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're watching live, hashtag live, give us some love so that Facebook knows that things are.
Sometimes yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Let us know.
Pedro. Pedro was watching on YouTube last week.
Okay, that's
And
right. Very cool.
we were
Nice.
like, Pedro, we were like, who's Pedro? Pedro's Jeanette. We're not going to get into what that's all about, Jeanette slash Pedro. We welcome everybody to Heart Centered Marketing. Is it possible to give away too much? I don't think so.
Yeah, this is a really great question to start this off. I mean,
I love the question. I don't, my answer is I don't think you can give away too much because what you have and what you know, the more you give it away, the more it comes back and the more it evolves to the next thing. If I give away everything I know about writing copy, which is not possible, there is no way, Joey, that you and I could give away. We've done 117 shows and we could do hundreds more and never run out of anything that we could give away. Because to me, my job on part of my mission is to take as much as I can and give it away. And the more I learn, the more I give away. And even like we talk about $100 million offers by Alex Hormozian. I was on with Angel Hill chatting with her. Welcome, Angel. Good to see you again. And I was talking about Alex Hormozian because we were talking about a concept of marketing and that. And I brought that in to compare it to what we were talking about. And it was a whole different piece than you and I have talked about. So long answer to the question, can you ever give away too much? I don't think so. And I want to give away my best stuff. Like, you know, the landing page thing, you would have not worked the way it did if it were not for the 116 weeks of the Consistency Duo. Totally agreed, Petra. If I had said, okay, Joey, I'm going to plan on in 3 months from now, I'm going to launch a thing called the landing page opt-in formula. But we have reviewed so many pages together, separately. I looked at 50 pages today, just doing a little bit of research. And I'm like, oh my God, the realization is, and you're right, Petra, it wouldn't have worked the way it did because it evolved naturally. It came about as a result of everything we've done. So I think there's a whole bunch of comments going on here, Joey.
I love them. Keep the comments coming. Love you. If you're here watching the live, let us know. Hashtag live or hashtag replay. It's amazing to have this engagement and conversation. Please keep them coming. I don't know who this is. Do you know who that is?
That's Angel.
Oh, it's Angel. Okay. Hi, Angel. Yeah. Great to see you. Collie is here.
Hello, Collie. Love and soul hugs. Beat her to it. There you go. Beat her to it.
She's got to that's got to be. We're going to talk about core concept today, hopefully.
Oh, we are? Okay, I didn't know we were going to talk about anything. I thought we could read the comments.
I've actually got a couple of slides I'm going to show too, just to
really. I
put some thoughts into it and figured out, well, I want to do what Scott did, and I'm going to put a slideshow together. But anyway,
oh wow, so slideshow.
we'll talk about core concept, but there's a core concept with Collie, because as soon as you said her name, you knew exactly what she was all about. Collie. Think about that.
She has trained me, Joey, that if I don't get love and soul hugs from Collie, then something's wrong. And
exactly.
It's what she is. And it's interesting because we interact with people on the show here, people that join the show, that comment. And then I've been having some dialogues with Kali and
Yeah.
the whole Love and Soul hugs. It's how she signs everything.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I had a mentor. His name was Mickey Warner, and he taught me to sign all of my correspondence's kindest regards. And I would think something was wrong. And that is who Kali is, Love and Soul Hugs. And that is just so powerful as her brand, her tagline. We don't have from here on in, if it was just Love and Soul Hugs, it'd be okay, it's Kali.
Yep.
I'm going to read Dan. Hi, Dan.
Okay.
Joey demonstrated for me the importance of not only tools like Atlas, but the constant support we all need for the journey we have chosen to travel. That is so, so important, Dan, because alone we go slow, together we go fast. And I couldn't have done this without Joey. I know Joey couldn't have done it without me.
Yep,
We couldn't
same
have
here.
built a tribe alone. We couldn't have built a show alone. And everybody in here, the people that show up every week, that are part of, that share and become vulnerable and transparent in the group and share what they're going through, instead of like, oh, I'm this big success and this and that and that. It's like, no, I'm struggling with this, and this is what happened to me today, and this is what happened, and getting the support of everybody in the group. Because as online entrepreneurs, it's so totally different. We've mentioned this way back when in shows. Like, people say, Scott, what do you do? And I'm like, I do yoga. They're like, no, really, what do you do? For me to go and explain what I do on a daily basis, and it's just, they don't get it, because the average person, they get in their vehicle in the morning and they drive to work and they do their thing and they come home, and it's so totally different. Like, Joey, you napping or you're awake yet?
those are amazing texts to get, is like, are you napping or not? Yeah.
I had a friend that was, in the office for a little while, hanging out with me, and it's like, what are you doing? I'm on a call with Joey. What are you doing now? I'm on a call with Nick. What are you doing now? I'm on a call with Angel. What are you doing now? I'm on a call with this. I'm on a call with that. I'm on a call with Dan. What are you working on strategy, working on a marketing plan, working on a landing page, working on this. So, Netta just finished Hormozi's book, and I mean, it's right here, because I just constantly
Yep.
that's one of the go-to books for me. And the concept is just so wonderful, because the concept of the book, Joey, as we know, is talk about, okay, that can answer that question. Can you give away too much? In that book and on his website, he gives away everything. In essence, his job is, I want to give away everything. I want to teach you how to make $3 million. When you get to 3 million, come talk to me so I can take you to $30 million.
Exactly right.
He gives it all away. And you're like, you mean I could actually go learn all this and I could make a lot of money doing this? Yes.
Well, maybe it was part of that implant when reading that book, is when I changed over the VIP, or the inner circle, the Wednesday calls that we do, which was $1,000 for the year. Still a great offer, right?
Yeah.
But people, some of them couldn't really deal with that right now because they weren't making any money. So that is giving away superpowers, giving away, like, we're going to teach you how to make money so that eventually you could maybe join Atlas, or maybe you can join rate marketing copy. But there's nothing held back in those coaching conversations. And by the way, if you're not part of our group, there is a plug for that. That's one of the biggest reasons why I would invite you to join us inside that group, is because you get amazing coaching, live coaching, not this stuff, not this other stuff, but real live good coaching specific to you.
Yeah.
So I would come join us, and if you're ever want any help.
Lisandro says, hi, guys. Thank you. You're welcome, Lisandro. Welcome to the show.
Nice to see you.
And this is Angel. I can't give away too much because I'm here to serve, so people can know, like, and trust me, but more importantly, trust my process. And I've been talking about this a lot lately, and I'm talking about it in the program I'm going to deliver next week. The landing page opt-in formula is, the purpose of your initial piece is that people know you, like you, and trust your process, but importantly, get some kind of return from your process. And when you results in advance, I remember Brian Tracy, and one of the programs I watched of him is what if you went out and gave results in advance?
Right.
And you
Right.
know that I've done that over the years. It's like I go on, I help somebody, I'll rewrite their copy, I'll fix their page and be like, you did that for free? Yeah. Well, what would happen if I actually paid you? You can't. That's changed now. I'm not playing that game anymore because I'm transitioning into getting back into the world that I love, which is serving and helping, doing what we do. But guess what? I'm still going to go out and look at people's pages and say, change this, this, and this, and your conversions will increase and you get more people to come in
Exactly.
and you'll start to make some money. And what if we help
Exactly.
people make money first?
Exactly. Right.
And
Kurt is following your idea of getting the ideal client. Does that mean we charge 1,000 plus for our products? Can't, because I just can't stomach that. That's a big question. My answer. My answer is always starting on the high end. And if you want to build the product ladder and all the stuff that they teach out there to go lower products, you can later if you want to. But Kurt, you're in the same boat as all the people that come into Atlas. They're always the same thing. They're always asking, or they're like, I don't know if I can charge $1,000 or more, $1,500, $2,000. And it comes down to the dream client. We've been talking about this for 116 weeks, but if you have the dream client, they will they're looking for a solution, and this is not about gouging anybody. It's not about, how can I make the most money. It's about putting yourself in front of the right clients, which we'll talk about today in the core concept,
oh, we will.
who are looking for you, that need your help right now. Like you just said with Alex, right? I'll make you $3 million, and then when you want to make 30, that's when we'll talk.
Right.
And when they're at $3 million, like, okay, I need you now. How do I make 30 million?
What
Right?
does Kurt do?
I don't know. Kurt, you want to let us know what you do?
Let us know what you do because I would like to address your comment. And yeah, Dan, that is the $100 million offer. And it's wonderful. And Angel says, I love Brian Tracy so much. Meeting him and saying thank you in person was one of my favorite moments of life. It's fantastic when we get to take all of the knowledge and wisdom from these brilliant people. But at some point, you need to ask, right? I'm not sure. I guess he's talking about $1,000 plus.
No, I think he was about like giving away stuff for free. So yes, there is a point you need to ask for sure.
Well, it's interesting, Kurt, because at some point they'll ask you. If you do your job right, then they're going to ask you. And I know that because I've done it. And there's a few people in our tribe that were pissed off at me for a while because I would not. They'd say, can I hire you? Can I buy something? No, you can't. And they got upset about it because I gave them so much value and I helped them to make money and to get them to the point. And then a few of them, I was like, you need to go with Joey because he's the dude that's going to help you take it even further. So who do you teach art lessons to, Kurt? And what do they want? And I have a daily drawing class that is live 30 minutes. Love to know who your dream client is, who your target audience is, because what do they want at the end of the day? If somebody wants to be able to draw, I can draw a stick man, maybe. That's it.
He says mom's age is 35 to 50.
Okay. And what do the moms want? What's their goal here? I mean, do they want to just draw? Do they want to have a painting that they can hang in the house and show off to their friends? What do they want to do there? Because that's probably worth a lot. I know that I was talking to a buddy of mine who is doing a little improv comedy, and he's going to hire somebody for $400 to teach him how to outline his comedy routine.
Right.
Monica says, I just started to offer 2 free creative courses that will be added to on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. Short fun projects that are complete in themselves and bring people joy in everyday life. I like that, bringing people joy in everyday life. I wonder what that's worth. That's worth a lot.
Yeah, the whole idea behind everything is people just want to save time. Like if you can save people time and money, they will gladly pay for that. The right people will pay for that.
The right people will pay for that. Joey, I've always been about charging what you should be charging. because if you charge what you should be charging, then you can really do the work you need to do.
Yeah,
And
and like to that point, and this comes up a lot in when we're not listening talking about this, and where I have to raise the price or whatever that looks like for somebody. And to that point is you're right that when you are working when well, here let me back up. This is what the question usually is can I do both? Can I charge $1,000 offer and then I'm going to do a $97 offer? You can do whatever you want to do.
right,
However, you're splitting your energy
right.
into trying to get $97 clients and like those that the level of clients are just different people. They're just different. They're not better or worse. They're just different. And premium clients, $1,000, they are paying that money because they want to get something done now. They want to get something quickly done. They don't need the fluff. It's amazing if you've never heard this before and you're watching this live or in the replay, think about this. And this took a little while to sink into my head that the more people pay, the less they want in terms of education, slides, stuff, features, blah, 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 blah. The less they want. Think about that. The more they pay, the less they want from you in terms of what you deliver. If you can deliver it within 5 minutes, they'll gladly pay you thousands and thousands of dollars to solve a problem.
Joey, it goes to, we've used this example a couple of times. A guy walks into the shampoo company and says, if I could double your sales with one idea, would you pay me $1,000,000? And they're like, sure. And he says, okay, right now on your shampoo bottle, it says, uh, whatever, and rinse. Apply and rinse. He goes, add the word repeat, and you'll double your sales. And he did. And same thing, guy walked into a toothpaste company and said, would you pay me $1,000,000 if I could double your toothpaste sales? They'll go, yeah. He goes, okay, increase the size of the nozzle and more toothpaste will come out and you'll sell more toothpaste. That was it. They didn't care. They wanted the result. And if they could get the result like that, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and if somebody comes to me and says, I can do this for you and get you this result, and it's going to cost you this, and the result's going to help me skyrocket or scale, then why wouldn't I not pay for it?
Yeah.
So Angel says, aha, good point though, Kurt. I've seen many business owners without any irresistible offers created so people couldn't really buy anything and money was left on the table. So please do have offers people can connect to and calls to action. Yeah.
I have looked at my competition and nobody goes above 500. So guess what? That's an open market for you.
Yep. Yep.
That's a wide
When
open market for you. That's a blue
It's a
ocean.
blue ocean. Kurt, when I was a professional speaker and I traveled around, I was thousands of dollars more expensive than any other speaker. And everybody was charging like 2,000, 2,500. I was charging 5 grand. And people are like, well, why are you charging 5 grand? I said, because I'm me. And the results that I give and the experience that I provide is unlike anybody else's. Why? Because I had spent so much money in coaches and to craft what I did. And I did workshops and seminars and work with companies so that when I showed up, I wasn't just delivering a presentation. It was the experience they paid for. And that's people will pay for the experience.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
right.
they
They
pay
pay for
for.
the community, they pay for the experience. That's why we always do live cohorts. That's
Yeah.
why I'm always teaching that is like this is what they listen if you get a chance to listen to Holly's conversation today, well, that's one of the reasons why she loved Atlas. She specifically said that the reason it was different was because of the live coaching and the atmosphere, the experience, the cohort, the people that were there supporting all of that, and that's what they're paying for. They're paying for all of that combined. And Kurt, like at the same time, your competitors are probably copying each other, and that's a commodity. That's why nobody's above $500. So you're not selling drawing classes; you're selling something else. People want a better future. That's all they want. Now, whatever drawing does for the moms is giving them a better future of some kind, whether that's peace of mind, whether it's away from the kids for an hour or two, like whatever it is, it's a better future. And that's what you're selling. You're selling that. And look at here's one thing that I want everybody to really listen to is look outside of your industry because we're so stuck inside of our industry and like that's what everybody else is doing. So I got to do that too, right? And you look outside of it and say, huh, um, how come coaches are like $2,500? what if I added a coaching component to my art classes? And I'm just making it up. That might not be it. Or what if I have an Uber delivery service of pencils that go to people every single month? You know what I mean? What if I add that? Like, I don't know. Just think about outside of how you can make your service different than everybody else. And all of a sudden, you've got a premium offer.
Joey, I love what you just said, and I want to stay with that for a little bit because it's so important. Most people go and say, well, the competition's doing this, and this one's doing this, and this one's doing this. And we have a colleague that I don't mention names who does that all the time. And I was like, stop it. I don't care what XYZ dudette are doing. Totally unimportant. Again,
Yeah.
I didn't care what anybody else did when I was in the speaking industry for the hospitality industry. So
Yeah.
go hire that person, but that's not me. And I love what you said is what else can I do that they're not doing? And go look at what other industries are doing. Go look what the Dollar Shave Club is doing and what Uber is doing and what fast food company was doing. And go look at what Airbnb is doing. Look at everything outside of your industry and see how you can borrow from it, model from it. My son and I go out to eat all the time and we'll look at something and go, wouldn't it be cool? Like there's this one place that we go to and they have this pretzel that comes out on a hanger. And it's like, what would happen if we had a pretzel that goes nowhere? All we did was we brought the pretzel out and walked around the restaurant with it. And then it went back in the kitchen and it went nowhere. And then it was like, well, what if we did this? And what if we did this? And it's like, okay, how could I implement this in what I'm about to do? Rather than don't look at the competition because they're all copying everybody else. And then what happens is, well, they're charging 500. I guess I better charge $495. Look at the airlines. If you look at the airline industry, go look at the airlines over in Dubai that charge $10, $15, $20,000 for an airline ticket. Why? Because you get a little private thing. It's not that much bigger than 4 first-class seats, which might be 4,000, but they charge 25 grand. And just, I encourage you, Kurt, to get out of that mode of here's what everybody else charges. Look at Monica. My competition doesn't go above 3 to 5 for online courses. I charge $9.97 and people love it. It's fairly new, but I'm getting awesome testimonials. Monica, would you share with Kurt where you were 8 months ago?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask the same question because she has like totally expanded her brain from where
Yeah,
she was, and
yeah.
it's like
I remember
amazing,
Monica was like,
epic.
I'm afraid to charge just a little bit. Now all of a sudden it's again drawing classes 35 to 50. There's somebody that really wants to accomplish something, and it's not about taking a class for a few dollars to learn something. It's about getting some kind of result.
Yeah, and one of the things that I talk about a lot in my private mastermind groups is because I challenge them all the time on this to expand their brains, and I'd love to just throw it out to everyone here is just for a moment think about what would it look like if my product or service, whatever, was $1,000 or whatever it is, like 10 times what you're charging right now. Just put that number in your head. What needs to happen for that to become reality? And it's most of the time it's about value. Most of the time it's about the value that you could add, not more stuff, not more DVDs or more classes or whatever. Uh, it's about the value. Think about that as you, and if you'd love to throw it into the chat, we'd love to talk about that too. We may not get to the course concept today, so that's okay. But we've done this before where something's going to push to the next week. But
We've
these are
never
amazing
done this
conversations so
before.
far. We can't just let it go.
We've never done this before. We've always stayed on track from the outline you said. There's a bunch of comments that we might want to catch up on,
Yeah,
Joey.
I seriously got to get a sarcastic button, man.
Sarcasm? There's no sarcasm
The
that comes
sarcasm button.
ever.
Wait a minute. I'm missing one because I know Netta had a great
Yeah.
question, which is, yeah,
If people
if
can get what they want for $50, why would they pay a premium price? If I can make a comparison and say, well, I can get that thing for $50, then I'm not gonna pay more than that. But if I look at something and go, wow, there's no way that I can compare that apples to oranges. You can't
Ne-
compare it.
Netta, have you ever bought a Starbucks coffee?
See, if you were all by yourself, you'd have this dead silence.
I know we could just sit here and stare at each other too while she
Okay,
answers.
let's do that, Joey. Let's see how long we can stare at each other.
She's never bought one. Okay, well then there goes my example. But other people do. So there's Dunkin' Donuts and there's Tim Horton donuts and whatever, a regular coffee for $1 or whatever, and you can go to Starbucks and people pay $6, $7, $10
Yeah,
for a coffee.
yeah.
Why do they do that? Why do they do that? It's coffee. It's the same thing. So coffee was a commodity. And what Starbucks did is exactly what Scott just said. They created an experience.
Yeah.
They created a zone for somebody who was their ideal or is their ideal dream client and said, here's what we're going to do. And we're just going to actually throw in some coffee here. Do you want to buy that too?
Yeah. Yeah. Coffee is just kind of, it's corn syrup at the end of the day, Ned. It's corn syrup. That's why
people
drink it.
People buy experience. And for
Yeah.
everyone listening, this is important for everyone because yes, you're right that people can go and buy something that you're doing for a whole lot less from people who are not you. And most important is what value do you bring to the marketplace? And the more you focus in on the dream client of who that person is, narrowing down of who you want to spend time with, and only talking to those people and increasing your knowledge, that's what they're paying for. They're paying for the guidance, they're paying for your knowledge, they're paying for you to walk them through the path. People don't buy, they do, I guess they do buy information and all that, but that's not what's going to make the transformation anymore. It's you and your level of guidance and your level of opinionated responses and knowledge that they respect and ask for. That's what people need now because there's way too much information. Way
Joey,
too much.
yeah, I'm going to give you a quick example that just jumped into my head. Years ago, when I was doing marketing seminars for the hospitality industry, I was at the Marriott Biscayne in Miami, Florida. And they paid me a lot of money to just not develop the program, but then to deliver it. My friend owned a rental company. And part of the experience of the 2-day event was on day one, I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to create an event for tomorrow. You're going to decide what the theme is, and then you're going to decide the menu. And I went to the chefs and I said, here's the menu. I had a buddy of mine that owned a party company, a rental company. And I told them exactly what it was. They didn't know, but there was a ballroom transformed with the exact theme that this group created. They walked into this and were blown away. How can somebody compare that to a speaker who came in, gave out the workbooks, and went through the 27 steps to market an event? When they were like, I think I told you I transformed a ballroom into a delicatessen to show them how it could be done. How do you don't compare that? So going back to Kurt is, what is the experience that you can deliver that people go, I want that. I'll pay more for that.
If I don't believe my course is worth $1,000, my clients won't either. That's the first domino you need to fix.
Yeah.
Is up here.
Yeah.
That's the first domino. Because if you don't believe it, nobody else is going to believe it.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put myself on the chopping block here, and just to do a test and to give you to just look at some vulnerability. And Scott, you know this, and you know let me ask this question first. I'll put this on the chopping block. Maybe this will be an epic fail, but who knows? How many of you that are here live right now, or even on the replay, would spend $170 to meet with me live and in a room for the entire day so I can help you grow your business? How many of you would actually pay me $170 to spend 8 hours, 10 hours with me?
I'll give you my credit card right now. How's that? I'll PayPal it to you. I'll Stripe it to you. $170 to spend 10 hours with you. Holy crap. Like, if you gave me one thing, that's going to be worth 10 grand to me. I already know that.
So that's one. I got Dan as a yes. I got some more people, me. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I was afraid I'd be like crickets.
Crickets, no. I saw
Yeah,
Ned no from the last from the
yeah.
Starbucks. I was like, no,
None of, none is like, no, no, thank you.
no, thank you. Petra's
The reason
more.
I'm saying this is because of I'm going back to like 10x your expectations, and this is so embarrassing. But remember, Scott, my 17, my,
Okay,
my
Joey,
okay, I'll let you
Joey,
I'll let you
start.
tell it because
Joey, when Joey told me this, I almost like died laughing. Joey did an all-day seminar and he was fearful of charging seven.
$97. It was crossed out from $97.
He charged $17 for a full day. That's how much back then he lacked the confidence to charge what he's worth. And now, if you want an hour of Joey's time, it's $1,500. And he
Yeah,
was
it's
giving
like
8 hours for seven, and he was afraid that nobody would pay it. And he would talk about imposter syndrome. And that's all about what's going on in the mind. There's no doubt about it. I use this example, and Angel, you could probably answer this. I think to hire Tony Robbins these days, if you could, it's like $1,000,000 to spend a day with him, if he even does it anymore. It's the same 8 hours that anybody has. What's the difference between his 8 hours for $1,000,000 and your 8 hours for $17? He knows his value and what he can do. When we truly know what our value is and what we can do and our superpowers, and forget about anybody else. Are there other people out there that can write copy and build funnels and do landing pages? Yeah. Can they do it the way I can? No. You want go hire them. And yeah, it's in the millions now, Angel. That was like years ago.
same as another group would look at $100. Yeah, there. That's what I mean. Dan is like going back to my $17 thing. If you would have told me back then, dude, what? Let's 10x this thing. I would have been like, wow, you're crazy. Like I'm already afraid to do 97
Yeah,
bucks
yeah.
if people are going to do that, and you want me to kind of double it from 97 to whatever. It's not usually double, but 10x this. It scared me. And when I look back at that, I'm like, wow. And I get it. Like I totally understand anybody who's listening to this thinking nobody's going to pay that. And back then, I kind of knew my marketing messaging to who it was, but not really. And the more you dial in on that, the more you dial in on what's the crisis, the SOS, as I'm borrowing from Holly today, which is amazing. What's their SOS situation? And where's the dream island? Where do they want to go? What's the oasis look like? If you can position that and say, I can help you go from here to here. And if they understand that, which they should, because it's simplification of the marketing message, then they're like, I want that. And that is what you're selling, Dan, Petra, Netta, Kurt. Like this is what you're selling. You're selling the dream oasis. You're selling the future. You're not selling a thing. Nobody cares about the thing.
Right.
They want to get to the dream oasis as fast as possible with the least amount of work. Right. And that's why the whole guru world of selling easy is so easy to sell because that's what everybody wants, but they never get it because it's overpromised.
Well,
But
I'll go
that's a
back
whole
to
other ball. That's a
a whole
whole
other
other
thing.
rabbit hole.
Going back to Kurt, 35 to 50-year-olds. Well, if it's a 35 to 50-year-old, and Monica says it's only been 6 months, and Dan is very proud of Monica. We're all proud of Monica. She had a mind shift change, and that's what this is all about. That's what we talk about. And Netta says the value is already in my offer. I need to believe it's worth 10 times. It is worth.
Exactly.
And like I was having a conversation with a colleague the other day, and we were talking about who is the dream client, and what if your dream client, Kurt? What if? And I love this. I don't remember what book it was in. It. Oh God, do different or so, who knows? There's 7 books I'm reading, and it was the Gulfstream mega yacht private island crowd. If I said that and I said to them, I could teach you something for $100, they'd be like, don't even talk to me. It'd be like for $10,000 I can help you with. They're like, okay, here's my black card. I'm
Right.
good. We're done. It's the result that people will pay for.
Yeah, it's a different perception altogether. if you here's $50, here's $500,
Right.
right? When look at anything you buy, look at anything you buy. And you're listening to this. When you look at the price, if I tried to sell you a Lamborghini right now and I said it's $50,000, what would you think?
There's something wrong with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
There,
can't get a Lamborghini
but
for 50
right,
grand.
like, and then this is a Lamborghini we're talking about.
Yeah.
But now, right away, your brain went to there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. My buddy, he buys Ferraris. And they're he's like, oh, my next one is going to be 200 and some odd $1,000.
Right,
Somebody said, well, you can, get your next Ferrari for 20 grand. You're right. His first thing would be, what's wrong with it?
right.
Is it broken? Did it get in a car crash? You got 8 billion miles on it. Is it falling apart? Whereas the dream client, the target audience, is going to pay for it. You just have to find them. There's 7 billion people on the planet. There's something like 4 billion people online, with more coming on all the time. And there is your dream audience out there. Your target is out there. It's just attracting them, bringing them in.
Yeah, and we talk about this in Atlas where where we go through the numbers of how simple it is to get $100,000 business. And think about this: anyone listening to this, like, choose a number. I just had this conversation yesterday with another person, like, getting into the mindset of, like, I don't know, 100,000, I don't know. I go, look, choose a number, 50 or 100. Which one do you like?
Yeah.
Like 100. Okay, well, that's only 100 people at $1,000, and there's 7 billion people on the planet. Is that whatever the number is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't find 100 people per year. We're not talking about,
Right.
hundreds of thousands of people going through a funnel that you can squeeze down to, like, oh, I can get like 0.2% or 1% out of all the 100,000 people. Forget that. Just worry about, how do I increase my price, increase the value and perception, because everybody's going to look at that and go, what's wrong with that? Or not say, wow, that's expensive. It's like nobody else is charging that. Why are they charging that? What's the difference here
Yeah.
of why that's so expensive over course that? And if you got your marketing message right to the dream client and understanding what their hidden agendas, not agenda, their hidden desire is, and you can speak to all of that, because they don't want to buy a course, they don't want to buy a program, they don't want to buy a how to get rid of sugar program, Netta. They want to get a better life. They want to get something else. Somebody doesn't want to draw. They're getting something from the drawing,
Yeah.
right? They're getting something from it.
Again, it goes, my question earlier was, what do they want from that drawing class? They don't want the drawing class, because they could go buy a drawing class in the back of a matchbook if they still do those. They could go online. I took a drawing class from some guy and it was amazing. I was okay, so let's change my membership price to $5, then have a coaching class for $1,000, and that has a space for 10 people. My membership price to $5.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do
Why
that?
would you have a membership at $5 when you could do a membership even for free, which is what I'm doing now on the other side, that then leads people, the right people, into your coaching class that want
Right.
the $1,000 sped up routine thingy with 10 people that you could teach this stuff to. The membership is your gift. It's your lead magnet, which
The
the
mem
internet world uses.
the membership is, I'm going to teach you some stuff here that you could do on your own. I'll teach you what to go buy. I'll teach you how to go this. I'll teach you the basic things. You really want to go this? I'm going to put together this whole thing, and I charge more. I charge $2,500 because part of it I'm going to customize your whole entire drawing program for you. I'm going to figure out what you want, and I'm going to send you to your doorstep the best things that are going to work for you. The paints, the easel, the palette, the brushes that are going to be exactly what you need. And it's only going to be $2,500, and they're going to be like, that's what I want.
Yeah. What did he say he was charging people? Was it $50 for the membership? I can't remember. What was it?
I don't know.
Kurt, what is it? Well, there's so many comments. Oh my, this is
Your
amazing.
job is to pay attention to the technology.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude. Like,
I'm in charge of sarcasm.
There's so many ways you could look at this, Kurt. And
let me scroll back.
Less is more. Like the less people that you work with, the better it's going to be for you. And like a $5 membership, really, what's that going to do for you? If you open it up to everybody, let them come in and decide. They decide who they are in terms of the dream client. I call them a dream client in training, and then they decide, I want to go do that. And let them all just congregate over here in your universe, in your free membership. That is amazing. And they're saying, like, if this is for free, I just want to work with this other guy when he offers that other membership. It's
Yeah.
again positioning. And what does your coaching class do for somebody? Probably speed, probably some tips and stuff that you don't teach anywhere else, and one-on-one specifics and all these other things that you're telling them, this is how I can help you get to where you want to be. Whether that's at the end of this class or in a month's time, you'll be able to have the painting you've always wanted to put over your mantle, like whatever it is.
I'll get on a call with you and I'll take a look at where you're at and I'll give you a few tips and tricks and hints that'll save you 6 months of trying to figure it out on your own.
Exactly.
What's the value in that? You know, when you get on and look at somebody's business and you just say, oh, change this, do that. And
Right.
they're like, it would have taken them years if they ever could figure it out.
That is no problem because I believe I can teach someone better than they can get a call. That's amazing, right there.
How much for a
That's it.
college art degree, Kurt? 20,000, 30, 50, 60, 80,000 that you got to pay back for the rest of your life. $2,500 is a steal. Here's your choice. Go get a college degree in art that's going to cost you 60 grand that you'll pay for the rest of your life, or for 5 grand. There, I just doubled the price again. For 5 grand, I'll get you there in this period of time, and I'll do this, and this. You got access to me anytime you run into. There's just so much you can do. That's what's over your left shoulder there. We do different.
We do different.
Different than everybody else, Kurt. Don't be like anybody else. Put together something that the dream client says, I want that. I'll pay for that. 35 to 50. If you were saying I'm going after 18-year-olds, I say you got a problem. You don't. You got 35 to 50-year-olds. There's money there in that audience. You know, if they're playing with art now, maybe the husband's got a lot of money and this is their hobby, their thing, and whatever they want. I love hearing these stories and how the mind shifts.
Yeah, the breakthroughs are amazing when they start to happen, but we don't cut out those who just cannot afford it. No, and that's okay.
Oh,
This is where I was going with one of the ideas we were talking about before, which is the more that you charge, the more money comes into your business, the more revenue. And if you're and then you're working with less people, which conserves your energy, so you can put that energy into when you are teaching them, and you're not worried about filling a funnel or doing lower priced products and trying to get all that going and teaching that, which means you can then give all that for free, which is, I don't know if you were the one who asked the question at the beginning, how much can we give away?
yeah.
That's where it all is. So
Well,
all of that stuff happens at the front end because now your business is on the other revenue side, making money with dream clients. That's exactly how my business has grown in the last 3 years or whatever.
Kurt, take a look at Strategic Marketing Club. That is where people go to learn. Joey's in there all the time. Joey's answering questions. Joey's challenging people. Joey's sharing his frameworks, his tools, his strategies, his techniques. And he's got a Wednesday call, VIP, that's free for people who don't yet have there. Going back to Alex Homosian, he
Right.
gives it away for free. And you give it away for free. But then there are those that want a faster result. They can afford to pay for it. And that enables Joey to have the free stuff and have people that do it with him, for him. It enables you to help more people when you're charging up here and you're giving away at the same time. But you can't do little stuff and big stuff like $5, $10. That doesn't make sense because then, it's like, well, why are you charging $10 here and you're charging $2,500 here?
Yeah, it's totally a different ball game when you're doing the front end for free, like amazing stuff for free, and it's helping you position. It's helping you. That's marketing on its all on its own. It's the bond, the trust, and all that happens all on its own. And yes, there will be people who will never ever buy from you, and they'll take it for free and run with it, whatever then thing you want to come up with. But it's not about that. It's about, first of all, serving because you're there to serve. And that's what, for me, that's what it's all about, is how do I get up and serve today? And But then just by doing that, the people who are never going to buy will never buy regardless of what you do. So that's cool. But it's the other ones who, when you're serving, they end up becoming dream clients. Not all of them, but a part of them will become dream clients just because they feel the energy that you are serving for real. And that's a game changer.
Totally.
I
Netta
think this
got
is the
one.
next one.
Can I read this one?
Yes, you can.
Netta says, I've discovered that contrary to the academic world I come from, a higher price in the online biz world doesn't mean more stuff. More content doesn't mean more value. More of me plus a quicker and easier result equals value. Exactly. Perfect. Well said. One of the things, Joey, I see a lot is when people try and throw, I have a client that like had all these things. It was like you get 800 different programs in the thing for only a little bit of money a month. And I was like, no, break it all apart. Charge for this one and this one. People don't want more stuff. Like I talk about in the lead magnet, the whole opt-in formula is don't give them more stuff. Nobody wants more stuff and more emails and more ebooks and more content. They want, like Netta said, they want quicker, easier result, fast. They want value. They want to be able to, and here's where the transformational investment comes in. If somebody wants to transform their life, there's got to be an investment in order for that transformation to happen. Now, in the beginning, that investment could be their time because they don't have money. But you either trade your time for money or your money for time. That's basically it. If you don't have any money, then you're going to put the time in. We all did that in the beginning. We spent time. We read everything. We tried everything. When we had a little money, we bought some programs. We implemented, we tested it, we tried it, we bought the tools, we did it. And then when we started to make a little money, then we didn't have to put as much time in because we could afford to hire and pay for somebody to help us with the transformation to go to the next step. I'm sure that there is plenty of stuff out there on sugar and healthy and clean and organic. Net is going to be able to take me there with a quicker, easier result than I could do on my own. I could go spend hours, weeks, months, years searching for how do I best do this. Or I could find somebody who's going to help me do it like that and get the result that I need so that, same with you, Joey, people join Atlas and Elite because you finally give them what they've been struggling with for so long is the freedom, the dream life.
They buy back their freedom
Yeah.
by just following what I'm telling them to do. But to your point, which is with Netta is and anybody is to the result is important, but it's also like what you said, Scott, is that you could spend years online searching for information. And you remember back in the day when it used to be the information age and there was not enough information and you sold information and you made $1 billion because of that.
Yeah.
And now I don't know the number anymore, but the information doubles every 2 days that's on the internet. Like imagine that. Like listen to what I'm saying right now. If you went on the internet and tried to read everything on the internet, it's impossible. Now, 2 days from now, or whatever the number is, I don't know what it is, like, but every week or so, the information on the internet right now doubles. So distraction and so much information, the flood of information um is our as selling like higher premium prices to dream clients who want faster results and who want our expertise knowledge to guide them is helping us sell because people are way too confused. And that's why I keep saying focusing on exactly what you can do for someone and say I can get you from here to here and I'll fill in the gap right here for you. That's what they want you for. Now you can sell that information, but then they still need your guidance. They still need your opinions. You know this, Scott. Like everybody in Atlas, the same thing. I'm going to teach you how to build your business with group programs and dream clients. people say the same thing. There's people selling the same thing that I'm doing, but
Yeah.
they're not only coming for that. It's like, okay, that's great. You just showed me that little thing, but what do you think about this? That's what I'm getting asked all the time. So they're paying for this. They're not paying for how do you set up, how do you do a dream client thingy or whatever,
Right.
right? And that's what they're paying for. They're paying for my expertise, my guidance, my input, whatever. And so anybody on this call can do the same thing, can do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
I would never buy a membership for $5. I would assume that there's something really wrong with it and I won't get any value from it. Yep. I don't know what we were saying because we're like so far behind in the comments, but so $50, right? Yeah, it's like, so what if you just doubled that? What happens if you doubled it? And see what happens. Hey, Lauren is in the house.
Hello, Lorna.
The reason I unsubscribed to a knitting membership was they heaped lessons and pattern and more lessons and patterns on us we could never execute in 3 lifetimes. Right? That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They called it bonus for free. It was just so suffocating. Like those, listen to the words that she's typing in here, like suffocating. And like it's so true. We just think that stuffing things in is like the way to do it. Like this is all value. Value is time. Give people back their time and save them money. That doesn't mean discounts. That
No.
means, like Scott, like you brought up a brilliant analogy of this, of the college. It's going to cost you 60 grand or
Yeah.
$2,500 with me for 6 months.
Right.
60 grand in 3 years or $2,500 in 3 months.
Right.
Which one do you want?
Yeah. And
Right? Like, and Kurt, if I were you, and you know, if you have this power, which I'm pretty sure you do, then why don't you take, again, going outside of the zone, going into a Zappos who says buy shoe and you can return it 365 days later, and doing that as a guarantee, because you step into what you're telling people. Listen, I can save you 2.5 years and whatever it is, the math of 60,000, 58,000, whatever the hell it is,
57,500.
$57,000. And if I don't live up to this promise, I'll pay you back every penny.
Right.
Who's not going to want to take that offer? And that's why, like, this is all about, for the stuff we talk about, is like, make sure you know what you're talking about. If you're really good at what you do, and if you are, then step in. I'm not talking to you, Kurt. I'm talking to everybody. Is just step into what you do, so you can then say, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and over and above all that, so I could show you that I know how to get you where you want to go, and then everybody's happy. Thoughts on that, Scott?
You know my belief in that too is if you're not happy, I don't want your money. Here, take it back. I want to deliver such value to you that you'd be like, why would I want my money back? You've given me the value, you've given me the transformation, and you've given it to me in ways that I never imagined it. And if you're not happy, it goes way back to the beginning, Joey, of
Yeah.
the whole risk reversal and taking the 500-pound gorilla off their shoulder. We're going way back when to the beginning, the Jay Sugarmans and the Abrahams and all that, who are like, what is risk reversal? If you reverse the risk, then we know the biggest objection to anything is money, and not because of the money, it's just because people have been taken advantage of in their
Well, it depends. It depends, though, Scott. It depends on how it's positioned.
right.
I've when I'm teaching Atlas and I get to this point of the offer piece,
Yep.
and I talked about what I just said, like give a money back guarantee for like 10 years, or like, what are you talking about? And like, same thing as Atlas. They're going, what guarantee? Like, it's in the document and they haven't even read it. They're like that. I'm like, and so that like triggered me. Like, how many of you bought because of the warranty or the warranty, the guarantee? They're like, what guarantee?
Right.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it's right in the document. You've seen the document. Like, it's not just a little thing. It's like, by the way, but because they're pre-sold by the time they get there, so money's not the issue.
Well, and okay, totally, completely agree. In the situation you're talking about, because of the pre-fluence, because of what you do, because of how they come to you, it's not like they're they're coming into from traffic to a landing
Right.
page and this and that, and they're being sold in an automated sequence or something. Which not saying there's anything wrong with that, but for what you're doing and what Atlas and Elite and Dream Client and all this is about is they're it's the fine print that they don't even read. They're like,
It's not even fine print. It's like bold right there in front of them.
well, what I'm saying is they don't read it because it's irrelevant at that point. They've made the decision
Right.
because they want the result. They want the value. They're not weighing, well, what if I buy this thing and I don't like it? Will I
Right.
get my money back? That's not in the thought process.
No. And even for this context of like for you, Kurt, and anybody doing this, it doesn't mean you have to continue to do this forever. But if it works, like why not? But let's say that you did this for the first 50, 100 people and you have all these amazing transformations. Now you've got like a huge credibility behind you of testimonials, videos, and this and that, that now you can maybe relax some of that if you really wanted to, or take it out. For me, it's like, why take it out? Like, there's no big deal. I haven't had anybody really say, take me up on it, or that I'm not delivering, right? Like, that's crazy for me to take it out. But for anybody who's thinking, like, that's crazy, I wouldn't do that. Well, if you're afraid to step into your own product and don't stand behind it 1,000%, I think that's a problem. I really do. Any thoughts on that?
I'm in full agreement. There's nothing more to add to that one. We pretty much beat that one to death. It's
Cool. All right, cool. So we didn't get to the core concept.
what was the topic for this evening, Billy?
He's getting dizzy. Yeah, just come into the group and just chat with us there too. We're there
Yeah,
all the time. It doesn't have to end just here on Tuesday nights.
keep the
But yeah,
conversation going, Kurt. It's new. It's different. It's a mindset.
we didn't freeze. We just sat there and stared at each other. So we
Yeah.
didn't
We
say
just
anything.
wanted to see what silence was. It's totally different, Kurt, than what's out there. That's because it's so it's so easy, Kurt. When you embrace it and when you start to relax into it, it just becomes such an easier way to do business, to show up when it's like, Joey, I've said my ikigai is to serve God, help others, and love unconditionally. At the end of the day, if I've had some value to somebody's life today, I helped somebody had written a script, and I think it took me 8 minutes to rewrite the script. That would have taken this person weeks, and it never would have been what I was able to give to them. I have written 3 to 5 comments and then deleted them. Don't delete anything,
Don't
right?
delete them. We have a tough skin. You can call us anything in the book.
Yeah, because we are.
Kurt, one thing to look at too, just picking on you, is instead of your $50 thing, what happens if you 10x that price and now taught a workshop instead of weekly things? Doesn't mean you have to let go of the weekly things, but that becomes your free membership thingy. But now you 10x it, you leverage your time, you get 10, 15, 20 people into a thing that's now $500, you 10x right away. Just like that.
Here's my question for Kurt. Are you scared?
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, everybody's fearful.
It's scary when you're looking at going from a mindset that's, well, $5 or $10 or can I charge more than 100, 500? And then people are saying charge a couple $1,000. You're like, oh, there's the imposter syndrome. And like, I need to change my pants. There you go.
You're cool, man. I love that. The funny thing is when it comes to like the membership thing, I didn't really do well with the membership thing. So, and there's nothing against it, but I just found that when it came to the choice, it's because it was all me. It was all because I didn't know how to position and my dream client and all that. But even to pay $25 or something like that a month, and they didn't have enough money to pay for that and Netflix. Guess which one they got rid of?
Yeah.
Why? Why would they get rid of something that is only $25 is going to help them increase their business or whatever it is, but keep Netflix, which was it's $10 a month, whatever. Why?
Because Netflix brings them what they want, and it's the instant gratification. It doesn't require anything but clicking and watching and being entertained. When we charge whatever it is, and I've had different memberships over the years for different prices, and it's like at the end of the month, like, should I keep paying this 29, 39, or $49? And am I getting it? Nah, forget it. Let me go watch Netflix instead. Let me go to
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Netflix is giving them convenience, like, Monica saying entertainment value, this and that. And like, well, that other thing is, I'm really not invested in that anyway. It's $25. I'm not really doing anything, but if they're paying $2,500 a month for your coaching, completely different story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely different story. But that's what I mean is that was my experience with it, is like lower priced memberships things were like, I don't know, they're gonna choose Netflix over this.
Yeah, they're always going to choose Netflix over us, unfortunately.
But
At
that's just
least,
my experience.
well, at least at that level. When I would
Yeah.
charge 1,500 or 2,500 or 35 or $5,000 a month, there was something going on there. That they were paying for me and value in that. But when you're comparing Netflix to that, to the 25, 35, $45, it's like too easy to go, done. It's done.
Yeah, I'll come back later. I'm not using this right now.
I'm not using it.
It's crazy. Like, why would you not get rid of the other things? It's because people in that levels, unfortunately, they're not in a crisis. They're not in, even if some of them are, they're struggling, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
struggling to pay, and there's a whole bunch of other areas of it, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just very hard to sell, to keep that in the churns and all these other things. So it's just easier to move to the higher level where people are willing to pay. They're already out
Yeah.
of that situation, and then serve the other ones down here that can't, or are still struggling, maybe one month after another, to pay the fee, whether it's 25, 47, 97, doesn't matter. Get them to a level where they're making a little bit more money, and then help them increase and buy back their freedom, all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I moved my membership to YouTube Live free, and then set up the big ticket item to coach privately. You're right on.
There you go.
Can't believe I just said it. See, like, transformation within an hour. Hey, man.
Congratulations, Kurt. I like that. Hold on. I got to go see if it's available.
That's a dude. Wow. I got to write that down. That's amazing.
Buy it. Forget about writing it down.
What do you do? Transformation within an hour. Oh my God. Cool.
Boom.
See, this is where it just helps us. Like, thank you for helping us, Kurt.
Go register that domain right now. I'm going to throw up and sleep on what I just suggested. Do it, Kurt. Throw up, feel better, purge, and sleep on what you. That's fantastic, because now you got YouTube. The power of YouTube is saying, hey, this guy's got this good thing, and people are going to like it and that. And you're going to get people in there go, this is great free stuff, but I need more. I need what can I get? We don't know who's on the other side of this thing. We don't know.
Yeah, the dream clients are watching. Imagine, pick any hero that you want on YouTube that you watch or whatever, and that person, they got all these free videos, and they said in their YouTube thingy, hey, by the way, I'm going to do a masterclass next month, and I'm looking for 10 people to work with. If you'd like to know more, just let me know.
Yeah.
It's $500. You're like, and you love this hero. Wouldn't you pay that? Like, I want to sit in a room with that person privately and speak to them, because now you've been watching them on YouTube for a year, and you're like, this is amazing. I just love their stuff.
Joey, let's go to the three thingies. I don't know what they're called, but the three thingies that we covered a few weeks ago, which was build your tribe. So, Kurt, build your tribe on YouTube. Easiest free way to do it. Give your stuff. And then serve them. Don't sell.
Yep.
And then do it on their time. And like Joey said, hey, by the way, I'm thinking about doing a high-end coaching thingy that'll save you $58,500, and it's only this much. So, boom. And
Yep.
Pepper said, I'm taking my words back about his income ceiling. Whose income ceiling? Who are we talking about?
I think she said something about, no, here it is. She said this first. Where is it? Where'd you go, Petra? Come on. Kurt is under his own income ceiling when he was
Oh,
thinking that
okay.
he
Yeah.
couldn't do it. So now she's taking it back. That's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. I love it. You know, the transformational show.
Marketing transformation made easy.
There you go. We haven't changed the name in a while. I think it's time for name change because Monica is getting, we got to challenge Monica with an amazing artiste every week and videos and all kinds of stuff. And Angel said, go back here. I think Kali said, I come here for you. Yes, you do, Kali. And we
Thank
come
you.
here for love and soul.
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah, that's Angel. We all get imposter syndrome. We do. It's just, it's
Yeah.
it's a fact. Everybody. I don't
Oh, I
care.
missed this one. I don't know if you shared this one, Kurt, or not. But yeah, you can share it.
Yeah, share it.
But that was before, so maybe he already did share it.
Maybe it was the YouTube free and then that.
Yeah.
Love and soul hugs. We don't even need to worry about who that is. We already know that brand. Love and soul hugs.
I already did, so you did. Great. I just wanted to make sure that you were able to share it and
Excellent.
give you the space to share it. That's amazing. So looks like we've come to the end of this one, and
Top of the hour again.
amazing, amazing. It's always so great that we can just adapt to whatever's happening and to serve the tribe. Thank you for being here live. If you're not live right now and you're watching the replay, let us know in the chat replay. Thank you for all the love, hearts, and all that. The funky thumbs up, and wherever you're watching, that'd be great because it lets Facebook know that we're doing an okay job and serving you. And we are here every single Tuesday and just chatting about marketing and mindsets and everything else. And maybe next week I can get to the core concept thing and talk about that next week. Who knows? It's all your show, whatever you guys decide.
That's what you get for trying to plan a show, Joey.
It's so true, right? What is the word? What's the thing? Man plans, God laughs, or something like that.
Yeah, we make plans and God laughs.
What's the other one? Life happens in the middle of planning, or something like that. Life happens. Life is what happens. Something like that. I'm messing.
Who knows?
Whatever, dude.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, thank you for supporting Kurt in his journey here. And yeah, Dan, Kurt is on a roll, and Angel, we love you too. And we're glad that you were able to get some value. Angel is sending everyone good karma and energy. Thank you for that, Angel. Thank you, everybody that was on the call, participating, supporting, playing. Monica, for your vulnerability on where your journey is, and Lorna for coming, and Petra, and Netta, and Dan, and everybody else who I missed, and Angel, and I think Yarda was on, if I pronounced that right, and Jeanette was here. Everybody, it's wonderful to see everybody showing up, being a part of it.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
That's the one. Yeah. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I hate to say goodbye, but we're gonna have to for today, and hopefully we'll see you next week. And if not, then you can come inside this group right here. We are there every day, and we have fun conversations as well. Have yourself an amazing Tuesday night, or whatever time zone day it is in your part of the world. We will see you next week, same time, same bat channel.